for most of it.
Because he said the world's going to hell in a handbasket and this country. And then he mentioned Taiwan, and then I mentioned Ukraine, and there you go.
When you live your life the way I do, out here in the wind, one of the things you need a lot of is space. And that can come in a lot of forms. But one of the more important forms is a place to park and eat your deli sandwich or your burrito in the car, in the vehicle. Truck sometimes, you know. And fortunately, that kind of space is one of the things that the little old town of Sandrock excels at. Like that broken down garage that we did the other day. This is kind of a more pure example of just a big wide empty parking lot. Over here we got part of the broke down airport. And there we've got a motel that looks like it's near dead, but isn't. It's actually a thriving econo lodge, thriving by local standards. The only reason why that's a good thing is that the only other functional water place in line. Seriously. I think this is somebody learning to drive. We'll be talking about prices in just a second too. I forgot to mention that the first thing I shot, actually we were on a run into Pretty Town yesterday and actually got quite a lot done in terms of naturopath and a new pair of glasses and lots of little stuff. I found some organic corn tortillas over there, which don't exist out here in the sticks. But I took a little video that probably came first, or will come first, on this particular episode, and it was just of a truck that I liked. A slight upgrade from my 150. Maybe something like the thing I'll buy next, if I ever see any money again. But the important thing right now is not what I might spend money on if I had it, but of course a bunch of different ways to generate some income. So one of the other little things that we did yesterday was take care of the yearly taxes in advance of April 15th. And the woman who did our taxes is doing it as a kind of side hustle, although she has an office for it and all the rest of that. But we were talking a lot because she's got a lot of irons in the fire. And one of the things that she talked about that I thought might be a good thing to look into myself was being a host for Airbnb. In other words, not the owner of an Airbnb, but hanging out, making sure that people, you know, don't wreck the place, arranging for the cleaning people to come in, after somebody stayed at the Airbnb. So it's kind of an employee relationship to the owner, but it's pretty low stress, mostly just about answering text messages, she said. And she said the last time around that she was doing it before she took off and lived most of her life in her RV, except at tax time, was she made $40,000 a year doing this for, visiting a property, coordinating things with the incoming visitors and all the rest of that. So I thought, hey, that's pretty good. Patreon's all well and good. The dream of YouTube monetization someday. 990 subscribers from now. That's good too. But those are dreams. Those aren't basic bank account realities right now. So I still got a little flex in the system, but I don't want to burn up all of that flex. So I rambled on quite a bit longer than I intended to, but I got one more little piece of this video to shoot. I'm going to drive down to the gas station to do that. And before I do that, I'm going to stop at the hardware store and see if I can find some chicken wire, because I need to relocate my compost pile. So it turns out that chicken wire is full of lead, which probably doesn't matter for a compost pile, but it just it ain't gonna work for my aesthetic. Let's just put it that way. I'll figure something else out eventually. So what else? They were hiring. They're at the Tractor Supply. If things get bad enough, I might have to put on that red vest and act like a real employee again. So that's a high motivation to do better. To do better than that. I try and keep politics out of the videos and let myself go with the political as much as I want at the blog. But I'm going to close out today with a little dip in of the toes in the water on that question. And this is the reason why. Gas overnight right there jumped 30 cents a gallon, maybe a little more than that. Was like $3.67 maybe, and now it's a penny shy of $4. So if you do read my blog, you know exactly why that just happened. The political part of this is what we're doing to ourselves. The stupid sanctions, from day one, they backfired. The Treasury Secretary's half-baked plan to price cap what a barrel of oil costs. Nobody's paying the slightest bit of attention to that crap either. It's really just another form of sanctions. And in the meantime, geopolitically, diplomatically, we're pissing off the whole rest of the world that isn't the US or Europe. And more importantly than whatever the Europeans are doing, the whole rest of the world, the other 85% of the world, is sick of the imperial shit. And this 30-cent overnight jump in the price of a gallon of gas, the fact that eggs cost what they do, it's all of a piece. And when OPEC Plus and China and whoever else is becoming the new boss, when they decide that the petrodollar is no longer a thing and that the global currency is going to be something like the yuan in China, shit's really going to hit the fan. We're just getting started here. And you look at the attitudes of our supposed leaders, it's shocking. They, as Alex Christoforo is fond of saying, they have no reverse gear. They don't know how to back down and start negotiating and acting like human beings in a group of other human beings across the world. They've been the boss for so long that they thought that that was some kind of birthright, some kind of God-given status. They're wrong. And we are finding out now just how wrong they are and how much that's going to hurt. Cheerful news. Let's call it done for now.